Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Riding with Rob. I'm your host Rob, just like always. Let me sit up a little bit here. Now, I was having a conversation the other day with a friend of mine, and it seems to be a lot of confusion out there about the difference between paddle shifters and a stick shift car. Now, understandably, guys at like the dealerships, salesmen, they're going to tell you there's no difference. They're wrong. There is a big difference. Paddle shifters and stick shift are not the same thing. Not even a little bit. Well, maybe a teensy with a little bit, but really they're completely different systems, okay? First of all, I'd like to start out with paddle shifters are automatic transmissions. It's still an automatic. You may be able to select what gear you're in, and maybe the manufacturer made it so that way when you hit the paddle shifters it gives you a much sharper gear change, but it's still an automatic, okay? It's not a stick shift. It's not a manual transmission. It's automatic select gear, okay? It's something Mitsubishi's been doing since, I don't know, the mid-90s. This Eclipse has it, but it's not paddle shifters. It's here on the stick where you just bump it back and forth. But it's still an automatic transmission. It still has, park neutral, reverse drive, and that's pretty much it. It's a 4-speed automatic with select gear. And, really, it's actually kind of slower in that gear because the time that it takes me to register that it's at the top of the RPMs, to go to my hand, to push it, then to the transmission to shift, that takes a lot longer than just the transmission going, oh, okay, we're at the right gear, let's shift. So, I think the main difference I want to make here is that paddle shifters are still automatics. Now, there are certain systems out there that are much closer to a manual transmission using paddle shifters, but that's going to be on your more high-end cars. Since we're already talking about Mitsubishi, my favorite manufacturer, I would like to point out the one thing that I think Mitsubishi does that's kind of stupid. You buy a new Lancer, an automatic, okay? That's a CVT transmission, and it has paddle shifters. This doesn't make sense. Let me explain why it doesn't make sense, because maybe some of you are like, so? Okay, CVT stands for Constant Variable Transmission. Basically, how this works, and it's a much more complicated system than this, but this is the easiest way, I think, to convey how a CVT works without going into like a 6-hour video on how a CVT works, okay? Basically, think of it like you've got 2 cones. Oh, an Evo! Sorry. It's not often I see those around here. It was an Evo 9, red, looked great. Basically, think about you got 2 cones, okay? The smaller pointed cones are facing each other, and the wider part's back here. The CVT can then move those cones back and forth, giving you an infinite number of gear ratios. This is really great for fuel efficiency because instead of your engine having to rev up, change gear, rev up, change gear, rev up, change gear, it can just hold at a very fuel efficient RPM, and the transmission can then variate what the gear ratio is and therefore create acceleration. So when you've got a system like that, where there is no actual shifting going on, to have paddle shifters is kind of dumb. It's kind of stupid. It really, really is, okay? But, on the other side of that coin, it is kind of smart as well, because when you have a transmission that has an infinite number of gear ratios, you can then go in with the tuning computer, go into the transmission computer, tell it, hey, I want this for first gear, this for second gear, this for fourth, fifth, sixth, whatever, how many ever gear shifts you want to accomplish, and, it can be very good. However, automatic transmissions suck out the most power. It takes the most parasitic drag on the motor to spin an automatic transmission, because there's clutch packs and there's fluid, and you've got, wow, I just had a total brain fart. You've got the thingy. Wow. Okay, we'll come back to the torque converter. Wow. Sorry, everybody. I'm sorry. It's it's early for me, okay? Well, we'll just leave it at that. You got the torque converter, and that's full of fluid, and sometimes there's a clutch inside that as well. So, I mean, there's a lot going on. Whereas with a manual transmission, you have a clutch and a flywheel. That's it. Okay? Now, also another thing, an automatic will never give you perfect 100% transition of power because there's fluid that's spinning that spins the rest of the transmission, and it's the torque converter, and it's not a direct connection, okay? Whereas with a manual transmission, when that clutch connects with the flywheel, that is a direct connection to the gearbox, done. There's no extra fluid that needs to spin up to a certain amount of pressure, and none of that, okay? It's just straight bam, okay? And a manual transmission is just that, it's manual. You know, it's more than just select gear. You literally have to shift, you know, the car at the proper RPMs, whether, you know, and downshift the car, and you're in complete 100% control of that transmission. There's nothing between you and the transmission that's gonna correct it if you make a mistake or be there in case you're a dumbass. It's just you. So you're not gonna get the same out of paddle shifters or an automatic as you will out of a manual transmission. And in my opinion, there is nothing better than driving a car with a manual transmission. You feel just at one with the car, you're just in complete control. Manual transmissions really are awesome. They feel great. They make the whole experience of driving any car, absolutely any car, way better. Okay? No, they're not the same. Absolutely, 100% not the same. Are paddle shifters better than regular automatic? Sometimes. There are systems where you have a twin clutch torque converter, like on the new Rally Art from Mitsubishi, the Lancer Rally Art, where it's not quite an Evo and it's not quite a Lancer, but it only comes with paddle shifters. But the paddle shifters are a twin clutch system. Not a smart idea, Mitsubishi. Just throwing it out there. Some stuff you guys do, I'm just like, maybe we should rethink that. But hey, I still love you guys, so let's leave it at that. So, I mean, you can get paddle shifters that are better than a regular automatic. For instance, Lamborghini has paddle shifters that are better than just a regular automatic. Ferrari, they make paddle shifters that are better than a regular automatic. So, you do have systems that are better than just a regular automatic. But for the most part, for me and you, the average Joes, any paddle shifter system that you buy or that comes on your car is going to be slightly worse than if you would just let the automatic transmission do its thing. It's funner to drive than just a regular automatic transmission, absolutely. It makes the experience of driving the car a hell of a lot better. And for a lot of you who don't know how to drive stick shift, this is the closest thing that you're ever going to get. But let me encourage you all right now to take the time to go learn how to drive stick shift, because it's awesome. It's great. There is nothing better than learning how to drive stick shift and driving a car that's stick shift and getting it all figured out. And it's great. It really is great, okay? So, I mean, you've got, on one hand, you've got your paddle shifters, on the other hand, you've got your stick shift. Completely different systems. Paddle shifters are still an automatic transmission. So basically, you've got an automatic and a manual. Just like always, except now you can select gears. So, they're not the same, and I'm sorry to disappoint some of you, and I'm sorry that there may have been some confusion, but that's what manufacturers want to do. They want to confuse you and make you think, ooh, this is better, this is great. Now, one last thing I want to throw into this video, because I think it's something that is either overlooked or no one ever told anybody this, and so y'all just keep on going with it, is that when you're buying a new car, the automatic transmission is an option. On every single car, the automatic transmission is an option, usually costing upwards of $2,500. So if you want to knock down the price of that brand new car that you're going to buy the manual. Not only will it make the brand new car that you're about to buy a hell of a lot more fun, it just will, and it'll be more fuel efficient, and you're going to get more power out of it, and it's awesome, and manual transmissions kick ass, and automatics suck dick. But seriously, no, it's going to knock down the price of that car another $2,000. easily, and that can be a big difference to a lot of people, especially if you're buying a cheaper car. $2,000's a big deal. If you're gonna go buy a Fiat 500, 17,000 for an automatic, 15,000 for a manual. I mean, that's a big difference, especially in your monthly payments if you're buying out a budget. So that's just my one last thing. So let me end this video today. Like and subscribe me if you can. It really helps out. Leave me your comments in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think. Maybe there's something else you want to hear me talk about. There's something about cars that maybe confuses you or that you don't quite understand, or maybe you just disagree with me in some sort of way. And let me know. I like to hear from you guys. I do. So, as always, I'm Ram. You guys have a good day. I'll see you later.